Thank you, Mr. President.
Mr. President, I'm Ms. Debbie Argyle. I'm from Mahaika and working in that committee. We have observed that women represented over 50% of the population of Guyana. Yet dramatically are we not represented in the government. We would like to know that you can ensure that we women are being represented not only in the government, but in the judiciary.
Well, I think, let us put it in perspective. As I mentioned just now in answering to another question, I think we've come a very far way with women. If you compare us with the rest of the world, you see we have gone very well. We have more than 33% of our parliament are women parliamentarians. That's more than the Congress in the United States have. And that's, the Congress is normally held up, United States is normally held up as the greatest democracy. But we have more women in our parliament than the United States got in their Congress. But I am not satisfied with that too, as well. I agree that we have to have greater scope for greater involvement of women in every aspect of government. Although we can be proud of how far we have come, I still agree that we still have much, much more room for improvement in government. And what I will try to ensure is that the next government that I will form will have even more women in parliament and will have even more women at decision-making levels. And that in every aspect of our governmental service that government provide, we will try our best to ensure that the voice of women are heard, their presence will be felt in every area, and their influence, this is probably the most important, their influence on policy and decisions must be there. And that is what of course, we will continue to work for the ideal so that women will become equal within government, equal in parliament, the 50% that they say they represent, or even more. Because when you look at the amount of women graduating from universities and from secondary schools and other institutions of learning, you will see that the foundation is now laid for women to even take up more and more responsible positions than ever before. Within the judiciary too, there are much, at one time you had to admit that there were very few women lawyers in our country. Now they are more or less quite a bit. It's almost coming to be equal. And that is also reflected in the growing amount of magistrates and judges in the judiciary as well. But there again, they will have big scope for improvement. And I will be ready. This is an independent part of government. I must point out to you that the judiciary is an independent part of government, and judges are appointed by the Judicial Service Commission. But I will be extremely happy if the Judicial Service Commission sends to us more women to be sworn in as judges. I'll be very, very happy for that. And that is quite possible now because there are much, much more lawyers, women lawyers, than ever before in our country. So that is a work in progress, I would say.